Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Virtual Village Hall. Oh, it's a cold one today. I hope you're keeping really warm and you're safe today. So in today's printmaking session with me, Rachel Moore from I Printed That, I'm going to show you how to use a special printing plate called a gel plate. And as a special bonus just for you, I'm going to show you how to make one too. Now, before we start, I just want to talk through with you some of the printmaking techniques we've done using gel plates in the past. So if you remember, I showed you how to use colour and texture and natural elements such as leaves and also feathers to make your print. I've also did a session where we did a lithography transfer type print, which used black and white glossy photographs. Now, don't worry if you missed those. What I'll do, I'll go back and find the links and I'll put them in the comments below so you can catch up. But in today's session, our third session this year, I'm going to show you how to use stencils to make your prints. Now, you can use stencils that you already have, plastic ones, or I'm also going to show you how to make your own stencils, plastic ones, but you can also use the same technique if you want to use just single-use ones that are made from paper. But before we do any of that, we need a gel plate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop you down so you can see exactly how to make one. Okay, so to start with, for your gel plate, you will need 20 leaves of glycerin and 20 leaves of gelatin. And I've just got them here soaking in a bowl as per the manufacturer's instructions. Now, if you do any cookery at all, then you'll know that 20 leaves is a lot of gelatin for a mixture that we're going to use that only really uses about 450 millilitres of liquid in total. But we need so much gelatin because remember, we want to make those plates really firm and thick. So that's your gelatin. You also need 200 mils of glycerin. This can just be bought from a chemist. You'll need 250 mils of boiling water. And you will need a bowl, a spoon, and also a mould for your jelly plate. So go for something with a very smooth, flat base. I'm actually going to use what I got the gel plates in. So you can buy the gel plates, they do manufacture them, but this is just a quick way to make your own. But this is the pack that they come in, and this is actually what I'm going to use for my my mold. Okay, so how to actually make the plate. So I've got my bowl, I've got my gelatine that has been soaking in the water. So just squeeze out the excess liquid from the gelatine. Oh, there's another one in there. Place it in the bowl. And then very, very carefully, slowly just add your boiling water. So the reason you have to do this slowly is because you don't want any air bubbles appearing in your gel plate at the end. So just take, oh, that was loud. So just take your time over this one and just very slowly stir so that all of the gelatine dissolves. It shouldn't take long at all. Then you take your glycerin, and again really slowly, just a little bit at a time, pour it in and just mix it into that gelatin mixture. So really, really slowly. Hello, if you're just joining us. It may look like we're doing a baking session this afternoon, but we're not. What we're actually making are special printing plates called gel plates. And I've got in my bowl, I've got 20 leaves of gelatin, 250 millilitres of boiling water, and I'm just adding 200 millilitres of glycerin, and stirring it very, very slowly. Whoop. Okay. All right, just let me move that out of the way, and I will bring the mould in. Finish with my spoon. Okay. So the mould that I'm going to be using has got a flat, smooth base. And you want to do this on a flat surface and somewhere where you can leave it for about 2 hours, because what we're going to do, I'm going to very carefully pour it into the mould, and then when it's all poured in, I'm going to leave that for about 2 hours, as I said, and then once that's set, just set enough, I will move it and put it in the fridge overnight. So during the night that will totally set, and you'll get a little bit of shrinkage as well, which actually helps because that means it's easier to take out. Okay, so because I'm not actually going to leave this here, because I'm going to be able to show you how to actually use a gel plate that you've finished, I'm just going to finish pouring that, and I'm going to move it to one side. So just a little tip on the mould again. So any mould that's got a flat base, flat smooth base, you can use, because it's actually the underside that becomes the top of your jelly plate. So let me just put this to one side. And then I'm going to show you how to make a stencil. Okay, I'm going to very carefully put this on the floor. Okay. I've got lots of things on my table today, so it's just making sure I'm nice and organised. Okay, so we're going to use our gel plates. Once you've set them, we're going to use our gel plates to make these prints using stencils and also acrylic paints. The stencils, you can use stencils that you may already have at home, or you can make your own using acetate, a design, or even paper if you want to use them for single use. So I've got my design here. You can print it off or just draw it. Take your acetate, lay it on top, and then just trace your design. It's as simple as that to start with. Once that's done, you then start cutting it out. So I've got my craft knife. Make sure it's nice and sharp, and also that you put the safety catch on if you have one. And then making sure that I go right the way through the acetate, so pressing quite firmly, I'm going to cut out the stencil. So that's the first piece out. And then I want to continue cutting all the way round. So if you're watching today, it would be lovely to hear from you. Let us know where you are. How are you keeping warm today? And also, if you are part of any Facebook groups, any art or craft Facebook groups, then please do share this if you think other people would like it as well. Okay, so I just finished that there. There. So once you've finished cutting all the way around, you'll then have a stencil that looks something like that. And we can now print. So again, just bear with me a couple of minutes while I just get everything together to be able to print. So lay your gel plate onto a flat surface. Actually, I'm going to use the other side. Just need to quickly wipe up some of that mixture that I spilt. And I'm going to use two colours today, so they're just acrylic paints. And I'm going to start with a base colour. So I'm going to start with this gorgeous bright neon pink. And you just need a tiny amount, and then you use a roller to cover the surface. Might just put a tiny bit more on actually. You do need it quite thin. You want a nice even layer. You don't really want to see any of these ripples. So a nice even layer. Put your paper on top. And then with the palm of your hand, just smooth all over the surface, making contact with the paper and the plate. So that's our first layer done. So I've got a piece of scrap paper here that I'm just going to use to take off the rest of the ink from the roller. And I'm going to go in with my darker contrasting colour. And the same thing, just a small amount of paint, and cover the gel plate just with the roller, rolling back and forth, left and right, to cover that completely. So now we can put our stencil on top. So just remember that the stencil here is protecting the layer underneath, and these open parts is where the ink will come out onto our print. This part as well is open, so we're going to get this border as well on this particular print. So place your background print on top, and then make contact again with the paper and the gel plate, just making sure that all of those stencil parts make contact with the paper. And there you are. Peel it off to reveal your print. You can get a secondary print off of this as well. So I can go in with just a plain piece of paper or maybe a card. And I'll get a lighter blue print off of that one. So now I've created that one, I'm just going to add probably another layer, a bit more interest to it. Just repositioning my paper into a different area, and rather than smoothing over it all, I'm just going to smooth down where the stencil is. To get another print here, and then I can do the same, peel that off, and then get a third lighter print here. So I'm just layering up those prints, getting some interesting sort of fun stencil prints going on here. And then I can carry on doing that or add another colour. So once you've printed all these, you can print them onto paper, but you can also print them onto thin card. You could print them onto blank greetings cards, but you could also cut them up to make bookmarks, to make gift tags. Really, the options are endless. Let me know, what do you think you might be able to do, or what stencils have you got at home that you'd like to use this technique for? So it's over to you. I hope that you've seen this video and you think, yeah, I could do that as well, because that's really what these are all about. It's about giving you the ideas, the instructions on how to do stuff from your home that you could normally buy, but actually with a few basic ingredients or equipment you can do yourself. So thank you so much for watching. Please, if you've got any questions, do put them in the comments and I will go through and answer them afterwards. I'll also find those 2 links for you as well, so you can also use the gel plates to create textures and colour layers with natural elements, and also lithograph transfer prints. Thanks so much for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.